everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial from Spearhead, City of Ash. Yes, we return to the Mortal Realms with the all-new Cities of Sigmar Freeguild Gallants. Look at them, the knights on foot. They're absolutely beautiful. I love these models. I cannot wait to jump in and paint them. But before we do that, we've got some admin. So firstly, a massive thank you goes to Games Workshop, who sent me these guys early as part of City of Ash box to build up and paint with all of you. And they've all been primed in grey Seer. And our third bit of admin is how we're actually going to paint them. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by doing all of their heraldry one by one, because they've all got slightly different colour schemes going on here. There are some colours that cross over. For example, some have red and one has orange and another doesn't. But this is the thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do all of their heraldry one by one across all 5 of the models. Then we'll do all the metallics at the end. But we're going to do all of the heraldry almost up to battle ready standard. So with that in mind, we're going to grab some paints and some brushes, and then we're going to get started. So we're going to start off with this individual, and the colour that we're using first is Blood Angels Red, and we're going to be applying this over the top of the inside of the tunic down here. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Black Legion and we're going to apply this to the outside of the tunic. We're also, because we've got it open, going to apply it over the top of the soft joints in the armour. And we're also going to apply this over the top of the field of the shield, but not that sort of diamond shape that we've come to know and love from the Cities of Sigmar. So we're going to be applying it over this bit here. And with that all done, we're then going to take some Skeleton Horde and we're going to apply this over the top of the diamond and over the top of the sash around its waist. And so with that all done, we're then going to use some Cygor Brown. I'm going to apply this over top of any little leather straps. There's a couple just here on this hip plate. There, like that. We're going to apply this over top of the... What's that? That's a sheath. Just here. Like so. And we're also going to apply this over the top of the wood on the inside of the shield. And finally, to battle ready our first gallant, we're going to take some Nuln Oil and we're going to apply this over the top of the black details. So with that all done, we can now pop this one gallant to one side. And we're going to move on to our next gallant, which is going to be this individual. The colour we're going to be using first for this one is Gryph-Hound Orange. And we're going to be applying this over top of, well, all of the cloth and over the top of the field of the shield. With that all done, we're then going to take some Seraphim Sepia, and we're going to apply this over top of the diamond on this Gallant's shield. And then next up we're going to take some Black Legion and we're going to apply this over top of the undersuit. Next up we're then going to take some Skeleton Horde and we're going to apply this over the top of the 2 bits of parchment. And so with that all done, we then once again take some Cygor Brown and we're going to apply this over top of the leather, and we're going to apply this over top of the inside of the shield. So that's another Gallant in the bag. So we're going to pop that Gallant to one side and we're going to work on this one next. Hooray! So the colour we're going to be using first for this individual is Baal Red. We're going to be applying this over the top of the field of the shield and over the top of that lower tunic as well. Whilst we wait for that Baal Red to fully dry, we're going to take some Black Legion and we're going to apply this over top of the diamond on the shield, and we're also going to apply this over top of the bodysuit as well. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Carroburg Crimson. We're going to apply this over the top of the Baal Red. So now whilst we wait for that to dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Skeleton Horde and we're going to apply this over top of this little bit of parchment just here. And then once again we use some Cygor Brown over the top of the leather and the wood of the inside of the shield. So with that all done, we've got a little bit of freehand to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Black Legion. I'm going to apply some stripes on this shield. So we're going to start at the apex of the shield, around about there. I'm going to draw a little, what will be a diamond shape, once we block it in. Like that sort of thing. Then we've got 2 more to do. One that starts at the bottom of this kind of outcrop. Like that. Then we've got another one about halfway up. Just like that sort of thing. Once that Black Legion is dry, we're then going to take some Nuln Oil. We're going to apply this over top of the hard black details. This is going to be this bit of the shield and over the top of our little bits of freehand. So with that all done, it's time to move on to the big boy. So yes, we are going to be doing the banner. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with some Blood Angels Red. Because unlike most Cities of Sigmar banners, the red is actually inside here rather than the main colour, which is, well, it's cool. It makes it a lot easier to do the red. So we're going to start with the Blood Angels Red, and we're going to apply this over top of these recessed panels. Whilst we wait for all that Blood Angels Red to fully dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Imperial Fist. I'm going to apply this over top of the Gallants' clothes. So now whilst we wait for that to dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Skeleton Horde, and we're going to apply this over top of the large diamond on the banners. Well, both sides of the banner. There's only one banner. And with that all done, we then take some Gryph-Hound Orange. We apply this over top of the long rope. So with that all done, I've decided I don't love the tone of that Blood Angels Red by itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Baal Red and apply this over the top. And this is just going to throw a little bit of extra warmth in there. So we're back to waiting for things to dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Cygor Brown. We're going to apply this over the top of the banner pole. Keep this wood in keeping with the backs of the shields of our other gallants. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Black Legion, and we're going to apply this over the top of, well, the soft joints in all the armour, but we're also going to apply this over top of the remaining sort of trimmy bits on the banner. So with all of that Black Legion applied, whilst we wait for it to fully dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Casandora Yellow. I'm going to apply this over the top of the yellow. And with that all done, we then take some Nuln Oil and we use this to shade the black. So with that all done, we can pop the banner to one side and we can move on to our fifth and final gallant, the sort of big boss of the piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by taking some Seraphim Sepia. We're going to apply this over top of the lower tunic. With that all done, we then take some Flesh Tearers Red, and we're going to apply this over top of the rope. And with that Flesh Tearers Red all applied, we then want to take some Skeleton Horde. And we're going to apply this over top of the pelt on its back. But we're not going to apply this over top of the feathers. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Cygor Brown. And we're going to apply this over top of any leather details, the face, and over top of the wood of that mace. Or Morning Star, I guess is what it actually is. And with that all done, we now take two colours, Flesh Tearers Red and Black Legion. And we're going to apply this over the top of the feathers. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some Black Legion. And we're going to apply this over the top of all of this sort of section of feathers first. Like that. Then I'm going to wash the brush, grab some Flesh Tearers Red, and towards the tips we're just going to apply this whilst wet. Like that. So believe it or not, we've actually battle-readied now all of the sort of heraldic and non-metallic details across all 5 of our gallants. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work on all of the metallics. And, well, the first colour is going to be some thinned down Iron Warriors. Now we're going to be applying this over the top of all of the armour, basically, for these 4. For this individual, we're not going to be applying this over the top of their armour. And in addition, across all of them, we're going to be applying this over the top of the chainmail and all of their weapons. But you'll see what I mean in just a minute. So, I'm just going to pick one. Let's go with this one. I'm just going to grab that Iron Warriors. And we're just going to start applying this. With all of that silver applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Runelord Brass. And we're going to apply this over top of our champions, well, all of our champions' remaining details. With that Runelord Brass applied all over this guy, for the rest of them, what we're going to do is we're going to paint in the rest of their details with some thinned down Retributor Armour. So this is going to be things like the cross guards on pommels of the swords, the headgear up here, any trim as well on helmets, as well as on things like the shields as well. So with all of that gold now applied, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Nuln Oil, and we're going to apply this over top of all of the silver, but we are going to exclude any chainmail on our silver armoured warriors. So we're going to do that slightly differently for them. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Reikland Fleshshade, and we're going to use this to shade the brass and all the gold. But also, uniquely to our champion, we're going to use this to shade the skeleton horde areas of the pelt. Once all that Reikland Fleshshade is applied, we then very quickly take some Gore-Grunta Fur and we apply this over top of the chainmail on our silver warriors. So with those shades now all applied, our Gallants are what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. And they're looking pretty good. However, we're going to take them to the next level now by adding some layers and some highlights. And we're actually going to go in reverse now. We're going to start with metallics and then do all the heraldry. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take some thinned down Leadbelcher. And we're going to use this to relayer all of the silver armour of our Gallants to make it nice and bright and shiny. So with our silver knights all nice and shiny now, we're going to take some thinned down Runelord Brass. We're going to do the same thing to our brass knight. So with our armours all brightened up across both, I guess, colour schemes, what we're now going to do is we're going to highlight. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Ironbreaker. I'm going to use this to highlight all the silver. With all that silver all highlighted, we're then going to take some thinned down Canoptek Alloy. I'm going to use this to highlight the brass. So with that Canoptek Alloy all applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Liberator Gold. I'm going to use this to highlight all the gold. So with all of the metallics now highlighted, we have conquered a huge amount of this video. So it's now basically cleanup time. So next colour we're going to be using is some thinned down Evil Sunz Scarlet. We're going to use this to highlight all of the red. So we're just going to start with this guy. He's the most red. With all of that Evil Sunz Scarlet applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Bestigor Flesh. I'm going to use this to highlight the orange, and we're going to use this to add some little spot highlights to all the red on the sharpest corners. And with that Bestigor Flesh all applied, we then take some thinned down Gitz Yellow, and we use this to highlight this individual's yellow clothing. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Dawnstone, and we're going to use this to highlight all the black details. And with that all done, we've now just got a couple of things left to do, which is firstly to take a little bit of Black Legion and apply it over this individual's eyes. And with that Black Legion applied to the eyeballs, we then take a teensy tiny little dot of Screaming Skull and we apply this in the corners of the eyeballs. But the other thing we're going to do with the Screaming Skull is we're going to use this to highlight any bone areas, including the pelt. And with that all done, to finish off our gallants, we're going to take a little bit of some thinned down Knight-Questor Flesh. We're going to use this to highlight this individual's face. And there we have it, with their bases now complete in the same style that we always do, with the Stirland Mud and the Tyrant Skull dry brush. Our Freeguild Gallants are now finished, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. They are a wonderful counterpart to the Freeguild Cavaliers, the mounted knights, I guess. Well, no, I'll not guess. That's exactly what they are. But they are absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to do a bunch more of these. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.